Hi everyone and welcome to Bookmas Day 16. As you can see, this is not a vlog like the rest of Bookmas, but a sit-down video, just because I did not have time to film a vlog for this one. However, it will be a super exciting one because in this video, as you can see, I have taken out a bunch of books from my bookshelves because I'm going to talk about 26 books that I'm hoping to read in the year of 2026. So first of all, I just want to mention that I did have a 25 in 2025 like TBR that I also put in my book journal, and I have made the choice not to do that in the year of 2026 just because I read approximately 50 to 60 books a year, so that would just limit me a lot with what I read. So this is kind of like an unofficial TBR for the year of 2026. But nonetheless, of course, I am hoping to read all of these because these are books that I'm either very excited for or that I have different reasons for wanting to read. So I have tried to divide them into piles so I can just discuss them in a good order. So I think what I will start with is this pile because these are books that will be finishing series that I'm in the middle of, and one of the goals I want to set for myself in 2026 is to finish some series that I'm in. I am also starting a few series in these piles, but that's completely okay. It's not that I don't want to be in the middle of series, it's just that some of these have been waiting for a long time and I just want to finish them. So let's start with some books that I'm hoping to read that will finish off a few series for me. So first of all, we have one that I'm not necessarily that excited for. I did enjoy the first book in the series. It's a duology, a romance duology, but I just don't see where this will be going, and I've heard from some people that it's a bit slower maybe than the first one, but that is The Way I Am Now by Amber Smith. So the first one in this duology is called The Way I Used to Be, and it was a very impactful read, but I felt like I had a little bit of a harder time getting through it because, I don't know, in general I'm not really like a romance girl, and even though the topics that are brought up in these is very important, I just did not really connect with the main character. But yes, I do want to read this one and finish off the duology because it has been quite a while since I read the first one. So I'm hoping to read this in 2026. It is like 400 pages, so that should definitely be doable, and I do want to know what happens next, of course. So this is the first one. And then we have another one similar to that. This is the third book in the Knock 'em Out series. It's the third and last book. And I did read the first two whenever I first got into reading again. I bought the books because they're so pretty. And I did enjoy the first one to some point when I read it. But the main character was just really annoying to me, and I don't think they acted like 40-year-old people in those books. The second one I did enjoy more, which is an unpopular opinion. But yeah, this is the third one. It's just that they are so long. I'm not really a romance reader anymore, and especially not spicy romances, and these are very spicy. And like I said, it's literally 600 pages, so I don't know. I've just been dreading this one. I mean, they are super pretty, but I read the first two like 2 or 3 years ago at this point. But I do hope to finish off this series as well. Then we have one in the series that I actually really enjoyed, which is Wisteria by Adeline Grace. So the first ones in the series are Belladonna and Foxglove. And Belladonna I gave 5 stars. Foxglove I think I gave like 3.5 stars because it was a bit slower to me. But I am very excited because I'm loving the world in these books, and it wasn't that long ago that I read Foxglove. So I don't know, I just really love Adeline Grace's writing and the world that she has created and the gothic vibe, so I'm hoping to read this either before winter is over or in fall next year. So this is definitely one that I'm very excited for. And then another fantasy series. I'm not sure actually. I've heard that there will be a third book in this series, But right now there's only 2 out anyway, so that's Vengeful by V.E. Schwab, which is the second book in the Villains series. I always thought it was a duology, but maybe it's not, I'm not sure. We read the first one for book club in like May or something, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, this one is a bit thicker, 600 pages, but I don't think that will be a problem because it is fantasy and I'm already into the world. Yeah, I'm very excited for this one, and then once I finish this one I look forward to reading some of her other books because V.E. Schwab has quickly become one of my favorite authors. So this one is actually one I'm very excited for. Then we have A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the third and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. So I have previously read the Caraval trilogy by her and really loved it. And I've read the first 2 of this series this year. So I definitely want to read the last one, even though I will be sad to leave this world behind. I am still excited to get to this one. Yeah, I just really love the magical vibes and the like fairy tale-esque writing that Stephanie Garber has. So this one is one of the ones that I'm most anticipating to read. And last but not least of the series I want to finish, it is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the last book, or yeah, except for the novellas, it's the last book in the Powerless trilogy by her. And I have had this on several TBRs, but I just haven't gotten to it. But I am still excited. I did really enjoy the first 2, but they are not like favorites of mine or ones that I think about. But I am so excited to finish off the series, and then I'm hoping to also read the other novella. I have read the first novella, but I will read the last novella as well. I think that is supposed to be read after this one, because the last one was like after the first one but before the second one, but I'm not sure. I will just look that up, I guess. But yeah, this is one that I'm excited to get back into. And again, I did read the second one not that long ago. It was at some point this year at least, so I'm still kind of in the world. So this one is one that I'm also anticipating. So those were the books in series that I'm trying to kind of finish off, or that will get me up to date in series. So they're mostly fantasies and then some romances. And to continue on the romance section, it's actually one of my biggest sections, which I don't know why, because as I mentioned before, I'm not the biggest romance reader, but I think it is because these have been on my TBR for a while, and some of them are some more emotional ones. So first of all, I think this is one of the oldest books on my physical TBR, and that is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I still have not read this, and I have been intrigued by this for quite a while now. But I don't know, something in me has just not let me pick this up. So every time it has been on my TBR, which I don't think has been that often even, I just have not prioritized it. But it's a second chance romance, I'm pretty sure, and I've heard that it's emotional. I've heard that the main character loses her mom, so I think that I will be able to relate to her. And I think that is also why I bought this book from the start. But yeah, I don't know, I just haven't picked it up, but I am so excited for it. Like, out of all the romances I have, this is one that I have been most excited to read. I just have not gotten to it. So 2026 will be the year, hopefully in spring or summer, because that is the time of year when I'm actually wanting to read romances. And then we have one from an author that I have read 3 books from before, and this one is Funny Story by Emily Henry. I still have not read this. I bought it earlier this year, I think. And I have heard so many good things about this. One of my closest friends rated this 5 stars. I think I've just been kind of intimidated after reading Great Big Beautiful Life by her, because I did not enjoy that. I did enjoy Happy Place and Book Lovers by her though, so I'm hoping that that one was just a one-time thing, that I did not enjoy it. But yeah, as I mentioned, I have been anticipating to read this, and I did buy it because my friend recommended it so deeply to me. So hopefully this one will be a hit for me, even though it is a romance. But Emily Henry usually does have like some deeper subplots to them, so that's why I do still enjoy most of them. And then we have one by another romance author that I have read from before. I have finally finished the Love Light Farms series like a month ago, and I have been waiting to finish that to be able to jump into her other books. So that is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This one came out earlier this year, I'm pretty sure around Valentine's Day. Maybe it's even set around Valentine's Day. Yeah, I think so. So I might actually aim to read this in February. Maybe it will even be one of our book club books, who knows. But I am excited for this one, and as I mentioned, I have been waiting to finish the Love Light Farms series, which I have finally done. So this one is one that I'm also anticipating, and I really love the cover of this one. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this one has to offer, because I do like B.K. Borison's writing. Then we have an emotional one, which is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. I read The Things We Leave Unfinished by her earlier this year, and I loved it. It was a 5-star read for me, and this one was purchased by me quite soon after finishing that one, because I do want to read her emotional books, because I just loved the first one that much. And this one, I think it's one of my highest rated books on my physical TBR, so it is very promising, and I do tend to love like kind of more emotional reads, and I don't know if this is actually an historical one. I know the first one was. So yeah, I'm very excited for this, and I actually ended up gifting this one as well for Secret Santa to one of my book club members, so she is reading that in the month of January. So maybe I will do like a buddy read with her, even though I'm not reading this one for book club. Yeah, I'm very excited to get to this one. And then we have one that actually is starting a series. I think the First Time Caller one is also a series, but we also have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This one I did buy quite a while ago, and I'm kind of regretting all the romance books I bought before, like not really being into romances anymore. But I am still excited about this one, because I have heard that this is an emotional one as well, and I think this is also a second chance. I think they are married, maybe? I'm not sure. I've just heard so many good things about her books, and I'm pretty sure that the other ones are interconnected standalones to this one. So I'm feeling like we're following different couples in the book, so also it doesn't really matter that much that I'm starting a new series. And then we have one that I want to do a tandem read of, which is Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. I do have the special editions of the Magnolia Park books in the series, and then I borrowed Daisy Hates from a friend because she did recommend I do the tandem read of these. And Magnolia Parks is on my December TBR, but I don't think I will get to it, especially with the tandem read, because I do want to focus on more wintry or Christmassy books. So this will be for next year, but since I have borrowed this one, I think that I will have the little push I need to get to it sooner rather than later. I am kind of nervous about these because I'm not really usually a big fan of drama, but I've just heard so many good things about it, so I want to give it a try. I'm also intimidated because these books together will be like, is it like 800 pages or something? Which is intimidating, but I am still excited. I have been wanting to read these for a while, and I just want to know what the hype is about, and then we will see if I will want to continue the rest of the series or if it's not for me. So those are all the romance books that I have put on my 2026 TBR. The last three genres we have is more fantasy, thrillers and literary fictions, which are probably my three comfort genres, but mostly thrillers and nowadays literary fiction. So I will start with fantasy. There are not that many because obviously on my series to finish there are a lot of fantasies already, but these are all starting new series, so we will see how that goes. But first of all, I have mentioned this so many times in so many TBRs, but Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I just have not gotten to this. I'm not sure why, but every time I have it on the TBR, I just don't really prioritize it. I'm not sure if it's because I'm intimidated by it or if it just isn't calling to me at that point. But yeah, I have previously read the Shadow and Bone trilogy from Leigh Bardugo as well in the Grishaverse, just to be able to read this one, because this duology is one of my close friends' favorite duology of all times. So I did also buy this one quite a while ago because of her recommendation, but I just have not gotten to it. But I'm really hoping to, because I've heard so many good things about this. Obviously this is like an OG booktube, book talk favorite. So I just want to know what the hype is about again. I'm very excited to read this, I just have not gotten to it yet. But hopefully 2026 is finally the year that I read this one. Similar to that one, I have had this one a while as well. I bought this a while ago because of the stunning cover. It is Emily Watt's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This one is part of a trilogy. I am so excited to read it. I have heard that it's a wintry book. I thought from the start that this would be like a fall book because this cover to me gives fall, but then I've been told that it's winter. So definitely aiming to read this one before the end of February in 2026 because I'm not getting to it in December. And then I can finally say that I've started this series and continue it as well. And I am super excited for it. I have never read a cozy fantasy, I don't think. So I am super excited, but I just haven't gotten to it as all of the other books. I do have over 100 books on my physical TBR, so yeah. That's also why I have only chosen books off of my physical TBR, except for this one that I've borrowed, because that will be my focus. And then we have one that was released this year, which is The Knight and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I did want to wait and read this until I had finished the Shepherd's King duology, which is One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, and I did finish that one earlier this year. And I'm hoping that we will have this for book club, because I think it would be a good book to read, and we did read the first one in the Shepherd's duology for book club as well. So I guess I've just been waiting for that, but I am very excited because Rachel Gillig is very good at creating this like gothic vibe, and I really did enjoy the other duology of hers. So yeah, let's see when I get to this, but the goal is definitely to get to that one in 2026 as well. And I do think that this will be a series as well, so I'm guessing the next one will maybe be out this year. And then the last one on this fantasy list is The Crimson Moth by Kristen Cicerelli. This has also been on Endless TBRs. This was on my 25 books to read in 2025. But again, I just have not gotten to it. I've had other books to prioritize. But I'm so excited. Again, I have been recommended this book so many times, so I do want to read it soon. And I'm thinking that 2026, again, will be the year that I read this. Hold me to it. If I haven't read it by the end of 2026, I don't know what to do, but hopefully it will succeed. We then have one of my comfort genres, which is thriller mysteries. I don't have that many. I just don't tend to buy as many, I guess, or maybe I'm just not as excited for them right now. But the first one that I have been itching to read is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This one is supposed to be like a mix between literary fiction and thriller. So it is supposed to be like a little bit of a slower thriller. But I have been so excited about this since it came out. So as soon as this cover came out, I think it's stunning. I ordered it and I just have not gotten to it again. But this is a standalone, so this should be pretty easy to get to at some point. And again, I'm so excited. I just want to be in the right like reading mood when I read this, since it might be a little bit slower. But this is one of my most anticipated books on my TBR for sure. Then we have the next book in the Housemaids series. I do have the third one as well, but I'm just aiming to read this one at first and then we will see. This one should definitely be a quick read. I read The Housemaid in just like a few days and will definitely get through this in just a few days as well. And I've heard from a lot of people that they enjoyed this one more, and then some people did not enjoy this one nearly as much. But yeah, I did enjoy the first one. I love a good simple thriller. I do like Frida McFadden's writing, and I'm very excited to get to this one and to continue the series. Again, I don't know why I haven't gotten to it yet, because I did read The Housemaid quite a while ago, but that's just life with too many books on my TBR. Two books from my all-time favorite thriller author. These are the two books that I own from her that I have not yet read. And that is Good Bad Girl and Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. And as I mentioned, she is definitely my favorite thriller author. I have read Rock, Paper, Scissors, Sometimes I Lie, and Beautiful Ugly by her, and His and Hers as well. So maybe that's all of her books, except for these two. And especially this one I've heard great things about, so I'm very excited, but I'm excited to get to both of these. I just want to read all of her books, and these are again, the two that I have not gotten to yet that I actually do physically own. Yeah, what can I say? Her plot twists are amazing, her pacing is amazing, and she's just a genius in my opinion. So these two are high on my TBR as well. I feel like I've been talking for ages, but these are the last books on my 2026 TBR. And these are all like literary or historical fiction, which has quickly become one of my favorite genres because I just love when books make me feel. And nowadays I'm not as stressed with having to read a certain amount of books or having to read a book within 5 days or otherwise getting stressed. I'm just taking my time, and for that literary fiction is great. So first of all, a book that I got not that long ago is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I got the one with the sprayed edges, and it's also floppy, which makes my heart happy. This one is just so intriguing to me because I have no idea how this is going to play out, but it's supposed to be like I think we are reading from like an octopus's perspective or something. I'm not sure honestly, and I don't really feel like I want to know that much about it before getting into it. We'll see if I enjoy this one, but I'm definitely anticipating to read this one at some point this year. We then have another one that I probably ordered around the same time as that one, and that is The Wedding People by Alison Espak. This one is also a lit fic. This is supposed to be a pretty like emotional one as well, and I am very excited about it. So hopefully this one will be read in 2026. In general, I'm just hoping to read a lot of lit fic and historical fictions, and honestly just mood reading. So that one. And then we have one that I'm actually pretty intimidated by, but I am also excited to read it, and that is Homegoing by Yad Gyasi. I think this is also one of the highest rated on my physical TBR. And this one is supposed to be a historical fiction about, I think it's like slavery in Africa. So I'm not sure actually, but it's actually not long at all. It's under 300 pages. But I'm just intimidated by it for some reason. But equally excited, and I have been since buying it. I think I saw someone on like Dutch BookTube recommending it, and I just bought it right away. But this even has like a whole map of how the different people are related, I think. So I don't know. It's intimidating, but it's also very intriguing. I just have not read anything like this before. I have read a lot of historical fiction, but not about slavery in Africa. So I'm very excited about that one. And then the two books of one of my favorite authors that I physically own but have not read yet are The Women and The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. The Four Winds I will be reading for book club in the month of January, because this one I was gifted for our Secret Santa, and we are all reading the books that we got. This one is about America's Great Depression of the 1930s, so also a subject that I have not read about at all. And then The Women is about the Vietnam War or something? So yeah, obviously Kristen Hanna has a huge backlist, so at some point I would love to read all of them, because as I mentioned, she is one of my favorite authors, and I do love historical fiction because I'm also learning something while reading. But these are the two that I own that I have not read, so these are definitely hopefuls to read in 2026. This one will for sure be read in the beginning, and then this one I will probably get to at some point. Okay, I feel winded for talking that much, but these are the 26 books that I'm hoping to read in the year of 2026. As I mentioned, this is definitely not an official TBR. These are just some hopefuls, but yeah, I don't want to limit myself too much, because this is probably half of the books that I will be reading in the year, and that would just mean that there is not that much wiggle room for the rest that I do want to read. So yeah, I want to thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing what I hopefully will be reading in the year of 2026. If you do want to know what I do end up reading, don't forget to press that subscribe button, because I will be discussing all the books that I read on here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.